And I think I'll just stop to the top then, Andy. So first of all, can you apply without a degree? For example, would work experience count?
Great, thanks for that question, whoever set it. Obviously, it's useful to have the work experience, but the bottom line is that you are going to be writing academic assignments at master's level. Now, I personally, how can I put this without being unprofessional? I do know some institutions where they just want to get people through the door, and they will accept people with very atypical qualification routes. And the end result is those students then struggle with the course, end up failing, but the university's taken their money, so that's all right, isn't it? Well, no, it isn't. I think that's morally reprehensible. What I would say is that if you have an atypical route into the program, then that doesn't mean that you're not going to get onto it. So if someone's got a set of qualifications that don't quite fit with the criteria we'd expect, then that candidate will then come to me, and I will then be asked, well, what do you think, Andy? And very often that will involve me having a conversation with the candidate and talking to them and assessing whether I think they're going to be able to cope with the course. Now, in a few occasions, yes, I've had to disappoint people who've really had the heart set on it. But then again, I would say, well, okay, so maybe the IPGCE isn't immediately for you. And as was recently a case to the candidate, I was able to say, well, you've got a level 5/6 qualification. How about doing our early childhood study top up, which again, you can do online, and then coming to us for your work, and then doing the IPGCE. We've also got a situation where sometimes people will say, well, it's been a while since I was in education. I'm not too sure. Will I cope? Won't I cope? And what we've also done is we're in process of writing what's called a MOOC, which is a short free course in which you can then write a short, very, very short assignment just to give us an idea of how you're writing, but also to get some tips and support in how to write at level 7. So that's something we're working on as kind of a pre-entry into the course. But to answer the specific question, will work experience count instead of qualifications? Not in itself, no. But if you're not sure, the best thing to do is always apply. Because if we're not sure if you can cope, then we'll talk to you. And if we think you can cope, we'll put you straight onto the course. Normally, the criteria we're looking for is the equivalent of a lower second class degree or higher. And obviously we appreciate different degrees in different countries work in different ways. But we also say that we want you to be IELTS level 6.5 or above, particularly in reading and writing. So you might be brilliant at speaking English, but if your reading and writing is not very high, if you're struggling with written English, for example, you are going to struggle on the course. And ultimately, I will never let anyone on the course who I don't think shows the potential of doing really well on it. I just don't think that's morally appropriate. Hopefully it answers that question.